Hi guys, welcome back to the channel Tech Concept with May. We're going to be continuing our series on querying data from the PostgreSQL database. Again, before I go further, I want to request that you subscribe to the channel. If you look to the bottom right of the viewport of this, channel or this video, you will see a red subscription watermark. If you take your mouse and hover around that watermark, the subscribe button will appear. Please do well to hit the subscribe button. So in our last video, we introduced, our query language as it relates to PostgreSQL. And we talked about the three parts that are primarily included in our query, language, which include the select, the from, and then the where. And with the where, we talked about, the operators, which we use alongside the where clause. But also we talked about the and keyword that will be used in the event that we are combining two or more criteria, to be returned in our result set. And also we talked about some rules that will guide, the specification of values in our where clause as opposed to or juxtaposed with how, we're going to write out our commands if we were using integers as our values. So you can go back to that video, all right, to refresh your memory. In this video, we're going to be talking about other keywords that are important to use with our where clause. One being the like keyword. And our like keyword is used alongside what we call wildcards. So we're going to start with that, and then we're going to talk about some other keywords for sorting. For instance, our order by keyword, which um, uses words like ascending order and descending order, all right, as well as the limit keyword. So we're going to jump right into it. We will end with, a little discussion about aggregate functions. So let's get right into it. So some other important keywords um, will be the topic here. We're going to begin with the like clause. We're going to begin with the like clause. Now, the like clause is another important keyword used alongside the where clause. And the like clause is particularly useful for identifying patterns across the record entries of a particular table. Now, it is used alongside what we call wildcards, represented with the percent symbol and the underscore symbol. So when we get into demonstration, you will see what that is like with our like clause. Then we have the order by clause. Now, the order by clause is applied to the records of specific attributes to enable sorting of the records in ascending or descending order. As such, it is used with keywords such as ASC, which stands for or short form for ascending, or DESC, which is short for descending. Now, this is a very powerful keyword where one intends to sort a set of records from the smallest to the largest, or sort the records in an alphabetical order. Now, the order by clause may also be augmented with the limit keyword, which is used to limit the returned result set to a specific number of rows. Like I did indicate, we will end by talking about aggregate functions. Now, the SQL language also makes provision for the use of aggregate functions. Now, SQL statements can be written to compute aggregate functions for a single column or attribute of a table. These functions primarily include maximum, minimum, average, and sum. So that being said, we are going to get right into it. So I'm going to navigate to my command prompt, which I already have opened up. So I'll suggest you open up your, command prompt and log into the PSQL shell. All right. Or log into the PSQL environment. So we're going to be starting our demonstration with the like keyword. Like we did indicate, the like keyword is particularly useful for identifying patterns with characters, and it is used alongside what we call wildcards. So let us see an example of how these should be applied. Now, for our demonstration, let us use our order tab table or order underscore tab table. So for you to, note or determine what tables you have, you're going to use the command backslash small letter D, small letter T, and then you can end with the semicolon and press the enter, key or button, and you see the list of tables that you have. Now, you should have at least the branch table, the customer care assistance table, the customer table, and the order underscore tab table. As indicated, we're going to be using the order underscore tab table. So let's do a select command to bring up all of the records in our order underscore tab table. So here I'm going to say select all, the star symbol from. Okay, let's do something. For our SQL commands, let's use capital letters just to help with our distinction. It will work with small letters as well, but just to help with the distinction of what SQL commands are from what are, you know, dynamic naming conventions are with respect to our table names. So select all from order underscore tab. And then we're going to end with the semicolon. And when I press the enter key or button, we will see all our records from the order underscore tab table. Okay, so let's scroll down to the end of that. Now, once at the end of that, we're going to take an example. In our example, we may want to view only ordered items that begin with men. So here you will see we have the attributes ordered items. So we want to be able to identify only ordered items that begin with men. Now, remember our specified values for ordered items are characters. All right. Therefore, application of the like keyword alongside the wildcard options will apply to this. Let's imagine that we would like to see a result set of ordered items that begin with the word men. Now, to get such a result set, our query will be written as follows. So here we're going to say select. So I'm scrolling down to the bottom again. So we're going to say select all. All right, we can select all. Again, let's use multiple rows, just so that we're in line with our demonstration from the slides in the previous video. Select all from table name, order underscore tab. Okay. Again, a new row. Here we're going to say where ordered, that's not how we spell ordered item, like. So this is where our like keyword comes in. Ordered item, like, we're going to open up single quotes, and then we're going to say men. And then we're going to end with the percent, you know, symbol, which really is our wild card. So what this means is begins with men. So when we want to say begins with men, then the character set which we want, okay, to start with will come before the percent symbol. Now, if I end with my semicolon and press the return key or enter key, you will see that every ordered item here, okay, has men as its starting character set. So here you see men, everything here begins with men. Okay, so that's our first example. Now we may want to, turn this around, and as opposed to dealing with begins with, we may want to have a query that returns a result set that ends with. So we're going to look at that example as well. So let us note that the value entries into single quotes are case sensitive. So that's another thing you have to keep in mind. The value entries into, our single quotes are, case sensitive. So they should match what entries we have in the database in terms of case sensitivity. All right. Otherwise, it will not work. If you want to use the same command without regard for case sensitivity, we're going to change our command from like to ILIKE. So ILIKE will not take into consideration case sensitivity. Okay, so let's try that example again. So here we can say select all from order underscore tab. Okay, where ordered item, where ordered item, like. So instead of like, let's use ILIKE. ILIKE, same thing. So let's use all small caps, but we're not trying to take into consideration case sensitivity. Man, and then we're going to end with percent and close our quote, and then end with the semicolon. When I press the enter, it still brings out the same result. Okay, if I did not use the ILIKE, but used the like, then my result set would not have been displayed. So let's take that into consideration. So we may want to carry out an example where we have ends with. So let's try to come up with a result set where all of the ordered items end with shirt. Okay, so we're going to use the same command. So here I am going to say select all from, select all from order underscore tab, where ordered item Okay, so this is going to be ends with now. Ends with, let's just use the ILIKE instead of like, where ILIKE, open single quote, now ends with, the percent sign is going to come first. Remember, begins with, the percent sign comes at the end. So you write your character set out, okay, of what you want your return set for that particular attribute, or all the records of that particular attribute, okay, to begin with, okay, and then the percent symbol comes after that. In this case, the percent symbol comes first, and then we can say shirt, shirt, and then close the close your single quotes and end with your semicolon. Now, when we press the enter key, you will see that everything here ends with shirt, okay? Under ordered item attribute, ends with shirt. Okay, so that's that. Now, we will move on to, another example, still using our wildcards and the like keyword. Okay, now we may want to determine if a character appears in any part of a stated value. Now we will place wildcards at both ends of the characters that are placed within the single quote. For instance, we would like to determine if the phrase corporate appears in any part of an entered value. So these specified character sets, which we're looking for, appear anywhere, could be in the middle, could be at the beginning, could be at the end, but appear anywhere in each of the records of the result sets that we want. In this instance, we're going to use the wildcard symbols at both ends of our character indications inside our single quotes. So here we're going to say select all, again, from order tab, okay, where ordered item ILIKE, and then we're going to say open single quote, okay, symbol over here. We could say we're looking for the word corporate. So where we want to ensure that the word corporate appears everywhere in our result set. Okay, so here we're going to say corporate. And then we're going to end again with the wildcard. And we're going to end with our single quotes. And then we're going to end with the semicolon. And once I press the return key, or the enter key, you will see that every record, at least as far as the ordered item is concerned, has the word corporate somewhere. All right. So every record of the return set, as far as ordered item is concerned, has the word, corporate somewhere. You can see how this works. Here, we use the wildcards at both ends, all right? While also using the ILIKE statements. Now, so we're going to look at another very powerful keyword, okay? Another very powerful keyword that is used in the PostgreSQL environment. And this keyword is the order by. This keyword is the order by. So we're going to write out a command where we use the order by keyword as well. And the order by keyword, like as indicated when, introducing the session, the order by keyword is useful for sorting in ascending or descending order. It's useful for sorting in ascending or descending order. So we can go back to our customer table for this illustration. So here we could say select all from customer. Okay, we need anywhere. We're not specifying any criteria per se. So here we're just going to say order by name ASC. And what's going to happen when I press the enter key or return key is that our names are going to be ordered in ascending order from A to Z. So here I'm going to hit that, and you can see that our names are ordered in ascending order. A coming first, then B, then C, then D, in that order. Okay? Our descending order code will be the same. However, we're going to use the keyword descending as opposed to ascending. So here I am going to say select all from customer where, sorry, nowhere, order by name DESC. And when I press the enter key, you'll see that in reverse order, okay, our names are ordered in descending order. Okay, now used alongside our order by is the limit keyword. So we may want to illustrate how we can limit our result set, okay, to only a number of specified records, okay? So here we're going to, have an example of that as well. So here we're going to say select all from customer where, we keep using the where. We're not using where right now. We're trying to demonstrate the order by. So we're going to say order by, say name ASC, but then we're going to add something, limit 5 or limit 4. So what's going to happen here is we're going to have only the first 4 records. We're going to have only the first 4 records. However, in alphabetical order of names. So when I hit the return key or enter key, you will see this where we have only 4 rows returned. However, of the names of the first 4 entries when arranged in ascending order by name. Okay, so that is that. You can play around with those examples. You can play around with those examples. The last thing we're going to look at here is the aggregate function. We're going to look at the aggregate function here. So, our aggregate functions are useful for creating summaries of data. Our aggregate functions are useful for creating summaries of data. And we're going to look at some examples here. We have 4 aggregates, or say 5 aggregate functions. We're going to look at 4 here. We're going to look at the last one in another video, in a subsequent video. So we have the maximum, we have the minimum, we have the average, we have the sum, and we have the count. We're going to leave the count for a subsequent video. because we have some other examples to work around with our count as well. Okay, so let's take some examples of the aggregate function. So still using our customer table, all right, we wanted to show a summary in terms of the maximum age of entries into our customer table. Our command is going to look as follows. We're going to say select. We're going to say all from, select all from customer, right? Oh no, we're not going to do that. We're going to say, let's begin this again. So we're going to say select max So we're going to say select max age in double quotes. Select max age. We could say age. Okay. From customer. And it's as simple as that. And with the semicolon. All right. And it tells us the maximum age is 43. So in terms of our records, the oldest person there is 43. Now you can do the same thing for minimum. You can do the same thing for average. You can do the same thing for sum. So say we wanted to sum up the ages of all our customers. We're going to say select AVG, average of age. Select average of age. Close our parentheses. From customer. Okay. And it gives us the age average. So you can try out the other examples using the same pattern for minimum and for sum. Okay. And this, you know, aggregate functions work really well with numeric values and with our integers. Okay. So try it out for yourself. Okay. So that being said, we're going to stop the video here. In the next video, we're going to be looking at some other SQL commands you need to be cognizant of. The count, function, which is also used with the group by keyword. Also, we're going to be looking at join queries, where we have inner joins or, other forms of outer joins, outer right joins, uh, so that you become aware of how to combine multiple tables. All right. Thank you for tuning in. See you in the next video.